É 7. Aí. Vou mandar pro canal. Fez conta nova? Na verdade, eu fiz duas, mano. A minha conta principal tá no PC de streaming aqui, na câmera. Na câmera Praça Mágica. E as duas alt estão aqui. Que daí elas eu uso pra farmar ferro pra mandar pra principal. Já tô com 1 milhão de ferro nas duas, mano. Só que agora eles colocaram um sistema lá de Trinity. Tá bem mais caro o Draco agora. Tá 500 mil de ferro, 400 mil de ferro.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement.
Adoro!
Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Ela deve falar, seus pobres.
Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Tira esse bigode
Lady
feio.
Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have
Você brinca
already
de
had
coisa.
many people
Jamais,
contacting
mano,
me to
jamais.
declare an
Nunca
interest
te
in
dei
joining
coisa.
the project.
Sei que não entende de ironia, sei que dá coisa. Às vezes,
Nevertheless, I
sem
do have a few matters I
intenção,
should
tá
like to
ligado?
entrust to you here today.
Você não entende quando eu tô brincando.
The building site has been chosen, and most of the
Nunca dei
materials
coisa
have
nisso.
been assembled.
Agora eu vou dar
Three
também.
key items are, however, still outstanding.
Pegar o
They
pé de
are
pano,
as
você vai ver.
follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Perdi porque eu adoro essa história desse jogo. Esse é aquele jogo que eu amo e odeio, sabe?
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang.
Cala a boca, Shangui.
I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these three items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything.
Money é algo que ela não
I
tem
will pay
problema,
a
né? mano?
generous price for the materials that you find. And in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year,
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
no. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
É claro, né, Paimon?
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
Yes.
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected
Sai daí,
as the
senão vai
building
virar
site.
frango.
Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, This is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on, don't go! Why don't you stand there after
Estrela,
her?
tão louco, porra?
Oh, right, yeah.
Vou poder bater neles, né? Os caras loucão, seguindo a mulher, mano. Ah, lá tem isso agora nesse joguinho? A garça retorna para o vento.
Did you hear that? They
Falei que ia
said
virar
we
fã.
had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Deixa eu ver se a configuração tá com gráfico máximo. Ah, tá feia mesmo.
They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Adore, mano, adore,
Look
que é
at
boa.
that, ma'am. Nowhere left to run.
Quem é esses caras, mano? Joguinho infantil tendo essas paradas aí. Vai
Don't
apanhar.
worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some more,
Olha lá.
we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you,
Vai,
there's
Shinji, mata esses
something
caras.
different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling
Legal,
debts if we
tentando
just let
tirar
money
dinheiro
walk
de
away from
pessoas.
us, huh?
Ó,
I've already told you. I
tiraram o
don't need
umbigo da
your
mina, velho.
information.
Os caras tão chatos assim lá na
If
China,
you
mano.
still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way
Tem mais
that
umbigo.
won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's
Vai lá,
not
mano, vai lá.
about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses! Okay, I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shinyue Kiosk, then Wanmin Restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family?
A
And
ideia
since
do
you're
cara.
so rich, what's the loss
Yeah,
to you in
rich.
giving us
Tirei
a little
nada, mano.
spare
Vou-
change, huh?
Vou pegar o Ayaê
Mr.
ou o
warned you not
Zongli,
to lay a
mano.
hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps. Yes. Let's call it fate.
Caralho!
I'm telling you, something's not right.
Vai apanhar!
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal.
Ai, que filha da...
If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
Se fudeu!
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
O nome do sétimo, ele é Elite. É uma prisão?
Shenhe,
Shanha.
Huh?
Shenha.
my name.
Xena. É a Xena, mano.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Composa, por
I've
favor.
heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I
Eu jurava que era uma
smashing
pinta
his
que ela
head
tinha no
against
olho.
the
E não é,
ground a
mano.
handful of
É
times
maquiagem.
is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
Se fosse uma pinta, acho que seria mais bonito. Bem aqui no cantinho. Acho que é a Baal que tem, né?
This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws? No. Apparently
A
not.
mãe da mulher, mano, perto da
So, how exactly have you...
Lumine? Nossa, isso aí é
That would be my
fome ou
stomach
é
growling.
bosta? É fome.
I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a
Você
big
deu, atirou em alguém, ô Rich?
After
Pegou
all,
alguém, mano?
you can't work on an empty stomach. Do you think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an Adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other Adepti, though? Paimon's super curious.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Sei.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order.
Diz que o cara falou de
Here you
receita,
go.
né?
That's everything we have in
Ó,
stock.
toma aqui, ó. Ah, vou comprar um Rivotril lá. Vê
Thank
meio
you.
quilo de Rivotril, por favor.
She's really eating them!
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all
Gosto
that
de perona.
remains.
So, how can you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough, Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat
Logo,
it
logo você vai
all
fazer
in
isso,
one
né, pai?
go.
Quando você mostrar sua
Because
verdadeira
I'm not
face.
sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development.
Faz sentido.
Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
É monge.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an Adeptus.
Olha lá, ela falou pomposa, você ouviu?
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Eu nem testei ela ainda. Ela é boa, gente?
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us.
Ah,
Then
gostei dela,
we
mano.
alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Já gostei dela, hein? Vou dar tiro nela,
I
mano.
hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there.
O cara dentro.
It's you.
Será que ele vai ser jogável?
You? What are you doing out here?
Tá chegando, hein?
Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing.
Sumeru.
We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first
Acho que vai virar o
aid
Gambite
on
da vida, tá
site?
ligado?
I didn't ask, though. Far
Só
be it
folhinha
from
de
me to
Konoha,
pry into my
Naruto, mano.
customers'
Oh, dá pra fazer um
personal
cosplay de Naruto. Um cosplay não. Coisa lá de Naruto, né,
And she
mano?
also borrowed
Imagine.
Chi-Chi.
Elemento
Meaning
dentro.
Boo-Boo Pharmacy is
não, ele é ar, né?
very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any
Sasuke
chance?
seria Pyro?
No, we've got
Sakura healer?
While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way
Aí a
into
gente
the
perguntou se eu dei
clouds.
tiro em alguém, eu falei que não, aí eu perguntei pra ele, sumiu.
As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay, then. Let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Poxa, desligar esse ventilador, não tô usando agora.
Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And
Pegando no
if there's
microfone.
anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo-Boo Pharmacy.
Não vou na farmácia não, parceiro. Não preciso de dipirona não. Maluco.
Make my escape.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Xingqiu. Master Xingqiu.
Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of
uma mulher,
strange
né, mano,
orders
que
in
dubla ele.
recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I
Banish
can
também é uma
breathe a
mulher.
sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu. Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
Tenho 5.000 mora.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it. Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Caralho, tá caro?
Who?
Oi. Diga, meu querido. Request.
Sea
tá.
Gazer was
Você já
once
fez,
very
mano?
close
Fez
to
tudo?
Mountain Shaper, but if I am not
Demora? Senão eu
mistaken,
vou
he has
fazer
already
hoje e terminar
passed
amanhã.
away.
Metade hoje, metade amanhã.
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him.
A tradução bosta aí da miojo, hein?
According to records of drifting
Par
clouds,
de erro.
Sea Gazer once built
Pelo
an
menos tá
abode to store
legendado.
his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some sunset vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed,
fazendo?
the
Ixi.
abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time.
É, vou gravando.
Luckily, I
Vou
came
mandando
into
pro
possession
canal.
of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, you know, disrespectful with him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him. Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that? Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go. There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Shincho.
Pinchou. Ah, vamos lá, pegar o negócio. Bom que é tudo pertinho, né? Teleporte vai, teleporte vai.
Make my escape. Let's see. Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
Podia ter esperado eu trocar, né? Saiu aqui, tá de... Só pra eu andar.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around.
Mais contou a fofoca da
Hey,
família.
look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
Marcelo tá aqui, Henrique. Eu acho que tava aqui.
Make my escape. The Sealy got to
Cortei a voz da pai,
I
mas não
won't
foi
hold you
intencional.
back.
Não foi intencional. Viciado em Sudoku, mano. Que lugar bonito.
Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Lugar bonito, mano. Aí?
Shine down!
Buguei.
Manifest!
Puta, devia ter vindo o cara saiu, mano. Eu quero isso aqui que é uma beleza.
Obey!
Baúzinho. Que bom, não dá uma gema.
No, my sword! Manifest! Unleash! There is no escape! Manifest! It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this? Unleash! By ordinance divine! Now you shall perish!
Ah, tem que bater no núcleo, né?
There is no escape!
Não. Tá com os bichinhos.
The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Witness the power of the rock. Rain outlines your fate.
Ah, que bom, tem dano de queda. Que bom, jogo. Que bom. Se eu soubesse, eu tinha batido no chão ali, né, jogo? Oh.
Time to act.
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first. Obey! Illusion shattered!
Time to act. Let me weave you a verse.
Unleash! There is no escape!
Rain outlines your fate.
Teamwork is strength! Torn to oblivion!
pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently. Hey! That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with...
Ah, se você segurar é diferente, que legal.
Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Eu vi que tem um baú aqui.
Everybody stand!
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
Let's light it up! Obey! My will embodied! Do your master's bidding!
Teamwork is true!
Torn to oblivion!
Encontre a Palaustrite do pôr do sol. Caralho?
Look, over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite?
Dá baú. Obrigado. Não dá gema. Duas gemas?
Is this it? Is this the sunset vermilionite? So huge!
Dá um socão na boca.
That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrite doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe, you seem to know everything about this.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things.
É a mestra dela.
The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story. I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful!
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged. My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense!
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
Caralho, é bodybuilder, menina, hein?
Able to carry that huge rock all by herself.
Nossa, faz tanto tempo que eu não faço isso, velho.
Super strength much?
Abri o baú no final da...
We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Mina levou a pedra sozinha, mano. Já tá aqui já a pedra. Vai tirando o caminho, velho.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing, so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhua, and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest Plostrite specimen.
Vou fazer a câmera de Jade voar, então. Nossa, que da
It's
hora.
not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of Plostrite we have received so far.
Gostou, né?
If everything goes
Dá o
according
dinheiro,
to
parça.
plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
É pai mandando tchau.
Shenhua, just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhua?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Huh?
ter baú por aqui, hein? Não lembro de explorar isso aqui. Mas não vou pegar agora, não. Eu tenho o trequinho lá de tesouro, depois eu venho procurar. Ou explorei. Para que o celular já abriu. Cara de sono da saiu.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the
Liberou?
guests
Top,
walked
mano.
in with a
Eu vou liberar depois que eu terminar a missão principal aqui.
drumstick before.
É lá onde a gente conversou um dia. Tá naquele negócio preto, né? Do mar lá. Vai abrir? Que da hora!
All right. I will head
Legal.
to my room
Eu só
for
não vou
now.
lá agora porque eu quero fazer a
If
missão
you need
principal
anything,
aqui.
don't
Tá
hesitate
legal a
to
história.
disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Mas eu acho que não vou conseguir terminar hoje. Vou terminar amanhã. Deve ter mais de
See you
3 horas de
tomorrow.
conteúdo. A gente pegou só um negócio, tem mais 2 ainda. Eita!
Isn't that
Olha a
clever?
retentora.
What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
Viu quantas horas eu já gravei? Tem que ser uma... Ah, não. Tem 18 minutos ainda. Bom, já vou renderizar vídeo daí. Bom, como mira eu não vou pôr agora, vou deixar em modo de consumo de energia. Aí. Pode minimizar. Fazer essa aqui... Então, eu vou fazer, mano. Mas eu vou abrir um novo mapa. Eu preciso abrir um novo mapa pra terminar a minha árvore. Acho que falta 3 níveis só. Eu não fui caçar baú ainda, sabe? Tava com preguiça. Aí eu termino lá no mapa novo. Mas essa aqui tá boa. Essa missãozinha tá legal. Caixinha rei aqui é legal
One
também.
trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah.
Ah, ela deve ser a mestra.
You know
Não.
Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Vamos ver.
Naturally. Save for
Ganyu.
Ganyu, who spends the
Ganyu,
majority
não
of her
Ganyu.
time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, She held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that
Sim, mano, eu pensei a mesma coisa, eu ia falar isso agora.
The confrontation.
Só pelo carisma dela de pegar ela pela história.
Why was a tiny little kid
Se a gameplay dela fosse, sei lá,
first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Jogou o jogo? Isso. Ah, não acredito que cortou tudo. Que isso, jogo? Vou ter que pular agora, vai cortar ainda, não sei. Ah, vai tomar no cu desse jogo. O servidor tá numa batata?
One trusts you have met Shenhe.
Nossa, tem que pular tudo, peraí.
Naturally.
Cool! Calling her
Her adepted on this
Oh, right. What? You knew already?
Do you mean...
Sério?
One first
Mas não é net não, mano, é o jogo. É o jogo, se caiu na mesma parte, é o jogo.
6 years old.
That sounds...
When one arrived, she had already... That she was one dealt...
In other words...
Not necessarily... Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. Indeed, however, Mooncarver, red rope...
Se cair de novo, vou ficar bolado, hein?
It is only by fate.
Oh, now Paimon.
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the
perigo, vai ter treta em Liyue de novo?
Humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today.
Aí a treta só na próxima atualização.
Aí
é bom, hein?
Time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample
espero que seja
rest.
nessa. Geralmente é na atualização, né? Espera até o dia seguinte, 8...
Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
Onde que troca aqui?
Hey, so, Shenhe...
Huh? Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is... very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an Adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an Adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it! They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Esperando elas conversar. Pronto, acabou. Beidou. Ah, a menininha nova aqui, ó. Já tá aqui já na história também.
Look! Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beidou! And hey,
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beidou, you're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side. Wow! So it looks like the 3 of us are competitors now. Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think? Sounds great, but how does it change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right. I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Su Ling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang, Yunjin? I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion. Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it. The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Passada como uma poeira. Pergunte ao mestre Zhang por informações sobre o muito. Maravilhoso. Deixa eu parar de gravar pra fazer a parte 2, pera aí. Deu certinho o tempo.